Ladies, it's time for us to address an issue that has been an issue for far too long. It's time for us to stand up and speak out about this worldwide issue. What is the issue? Disabilities that's not being considered disabilities, pain that's not being taken seriously. As women, we deal with so much while trying to ignore feeling so much. And I know I speak for so many when I say we're tired of ignoring the pain. We're tired of being told it's not that bad. Yes, it is. We are full-time wives, mothers, daughters, students, work employees, and counselors to so many. And so many of us are also in pain full-time due to female issues we deal with in our bodies on a weekly and monthly basis. We're unable to properly function due to the pain, but we have to press anyway because if we don't, we are at risk of getting fired, put out of school for calling in, wrote up for calling in, and getting knocked out of work positions it took us hard work and dedication to get into. We should be excused from work at least the first 2 days of our menstrual cycles when needed without fear of having to go to truancy court or without fear of being wrote up and fired. We should qualify for so many hours a month in disability or PTO, paid time off, not our regular PTO, but extra paid time off due to issues that force us to be disabled several days a month. These are facts that need to be addressed. Most of them aren't labeled as medical issues that stop us from attending work or school, but they are. These are medical issues. Nothing in writing can tell us how bad our body really feels. We have 4 weeks in each month, and most of us hurt 3 to 4 weeks each month. Our brain is continuously telling our body to push, but our body doesn't want to respond. We wake up and sit up on side of the bed several minutes each day because our feet refuse to hit the floor. We can't enjoy the good days because we spend each day worried about the pain that tomorrow will bring. Instead of enjoying the moment, we're doing a countdown to hell. We're being robbed from the inside out. If a birthday or holiday or even our wedding day was to fall on the first day of our cycle, we're ready to cancel the whole event. When we go to work or school, no one cares that with every step we take, we're at risk of passing out due to how great the pain is from these really bad menstrual cramps and other issues in our bodies that aren't viewed as important. They only care that the work gets done. When we go to the doctor and explain to them how much pain we're in, they don't even run tests. They just tell us to take some over-the-counter pain meds like we haven't tried that already. In fact, we've taken so many that our body doesn't even respond to them to give us a little relief. When our bodies are in pain, it's because something is wrong. When we ask them, why are my cramps so bad? Why am I in so much pain? Why am I bleeding for weeks? Why does cysts keep appearing on my ovaries? Why do you keep telling me nothing's wrong? Something is wrong. Do you know that our daughters are only given 2 bathroom passes at school here in this school district, even while their cycle is on? And when we call the school and complain, they want us to go to the doctor and bring a doctor's excuse stating they have some sort of medical issue and need to use the restroom more than 2 times. But when you call the doctor and tell them what's going on to get the excuse, they won't give you the excuse because it's not considered a medical issue. Maybe they just don't understand how it feels to be at school embarrassed and uncomfortable to speak up. Maybe they just don't understand because the ones who put these rules in place are able to use the restroom whenever they get ready. This is unacceptable. It's time to stand up and speak up. They don't care, or maybe they just don't understand that most mornings we're ready to just give up on life due to the pain we deal with and can't be explained because it's not considered medical issues, so it's not being taken seriously. It's time to stand up and speak up. Maybe they just don't understand that it's like, or what it's like to go on break and sit in the car with the seat let back, praying the pain stops because you can't afford to leave work. It's time to stand up and speak up. Maybe they just don't understand what it's like to be at work laying on the bathroom floor with tears rolling because the pain is so unbearable. One may say, why didn't or why don't you just call in? If we were to call in 2 days each month, trust me, we'd be fired. It's time to bring awareness to these things that have been ignored for far too long. We are taught and trained to ignore the pain because we're women and this is life. We're taught and trained to ignore the pain because life must go on. We're taught and trained to ignore the pain because it's not considered important. We're taught and trained to ignore the pain because it's not understood. We're taught and trained to ignore the pain because we have to push regardless. Not anymore. It's time to stand up and speak up. All ladies who deal with painful menstrual cycles, I'm talking about unbearable pain. Stand up. All ladies who deal with endometriosis, stand up. All ladies who deal with fibroids and cysts on the ovaries, stand up. All ladies who deal with lupus, stand up. All ladies who deal with suffering from Lupron, stand up. All ladies who deal with female cancer, stand up. All ladies who deal with issues that affect you from functioning properly several days throughout the month, stand up. I'm singling out painful menstrual cycles because I have experienced and witnessed so many women suffer to the point of ready to give up on life, to just have a little relief. We are diagnosed with endometriosis, which leads to cysts and fibroids in and on the ovaries that cause more pain that's still not understood. They tell us they don't know what causes it, but they know what can help to cure it. Then the doctor tries to force us to take Lupron, which leads to depression, suicidal thoughts, suicide, bone issues, hair loss, skin issues, headaches, and so many more things, which, long story short, a slow, painful death. This is just a few of so many issues we deal with, and they all matter. They all matter. No longer be ashamed or afraid to voice yours. Many will say this does not matter, but it does. Many will say that we are crazy, but we're not. This movement may not bring about change in the medical department, in the workplace, in the school system, but at least we are standing up and speaking up and no longer hiding the fact that we are tired of trying to ignore the pain. We are not seeking pity, but simply asking the world to try and have a better understanding. Asking the medical field to spend more time researching these issues, asking the doctors to not dismiss us so quickly and at least try and help us figure out what's going on, asking the school system to not make our daughters suffer and put them in uncomfortable positions, asking the workplace to have a better understanding and not threaten to terminate us because we're not feeling well that day, because of a disability that's out of our control. All change starts with standing up and speaking up. All change started with standing up and speaking up. For the sake of our daughters, granddaughters, and all women all over the world, it's time to stand up and speak up. Join us by sharing this post and by wearing red on the 5th of each month to take a stand. It's time for our voice to be heard and our pain to be understood. On the 5th of each month, drop a selfie in your red with hashtag It's Time. The red represents the soul of a woman, beautiful, bold, fierce, and drained. We support everything else. Let's support our bodies. Let's support each other. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's time to speak life. Ladies, we shed in different shades, but we are all the same. I love you. God loves you. God bless you.